Good morning, everybody, from Huntsville this time, from our home residence. As I said earlier, we had some little jobs to do in town, so we stayed around today.
Little jobs like all of a sudden we have a leak from the bathroom into the laundry room. And yes, we have termites. So little things like that to just say, welcome to spring.
Just little things that cost lots of money.
Yeah.
So good morning again. John, you want to do some housekeeping?
Absolutely. Welcome, everybody. As Bogdan says, we're broadcasting today from home in Huntsville, Texas. If you are joining us, you are likely joining us on Facebook Live. We are broadcasting on Zoom, so there's a bit of a delay between the time we say something and we see it show up on Facebook Live. So please don't think we're ignoring you. Just say something. If you want to put something in the comments, we're watching, but it may take a second or two before we see it. So don't be surprised by that. Also, the things that we're showing you today, everything's for sale. The whole reason for us to do the art chat is for us to, we have other venues where we talk a lot about our art business and our lives as artists. And this is specifically centered around our art, our creations. And so if you find something you love, that's the time to buy it. They are for sale. If you need to ship it, don't worry, we can send it to anywhere in the world. And anyway, let's just share. Let's talk about some pretty art.
Fabulous. So let's switch the screen and see what did we prepare today. What have we prepared today? So the first two pieces, guys, are here on the left. It's mine. It's a photography, long exposure called Fanning on Dusk because it's taken on downtown Houston on Fanning Street. And you have a mixed media here, right? Mm-hmm.
Called Hope.
I chose this Fanning on Dusk this time because for a while I was working on this in motion, which is called in motion series. It's a long exposure painting with camera, basically photography. And once in a while I'm releasing some new images from this collection because it's so vast and it's an ongoing process. I always take pictures. Painting with a camera on a long exposure anytime I find something interesting. So that's kind of an open series, and every time I have something new, I release an image. These are not necessarily new, but they are freshly printed finally on canvas. So those are 36 by 36, and I said those because the second one is going to be presented later today. And again, it shows a lot of movements, a lot of urban, in a way, scapes. And if you don't know, the idea of this in motion series started a while ago. And there was a way for me to express how I feel as an immigrant coming to United States, coming to Houston, where everything looks, in a blur in a way. You don't know where to go, what to touch, what direction to get. And I said, can I get creative with this idea? Can I express this image? So this is how In Motion actually started. And now you have
I really, really love this series, Bogdan. The colors are amazing. I think it's really, really interesting how you can take an image like these buildings and blur it, and yet they still look crisp. You've still got very strong lines in there that it doesn't look out of focus. You don't get the sense that you're just looking at a blurry picture. It's got real structure to it. And they just really do give that sense of an urban landscape with lots of reflective glass and movement. I just think they're stunning.
Again, it's an abstract, but it's what it is actually. Your brain can make up what exactly those are. Those are glass buildings. It's a downtown. There's a sunset in there. There's some trees in there. I see some stoplights if you look, pay attention to it. So it's all this encompassed in one pictures. It's that how do you call one of a second shot.
Yeah, and everything kind of composed, kind of combined together.
You want to talk about yours?
Yeah, this is actually one we've spoken about before. This one I call Hope. I really wanted to explore textures and movement, which I often do in my work. So there's just layers and layers and layers of texture and paint, and what I was looking at when I was kind of revisiting this, though, is that the colors are actually the colors of the Ukrainian flag. Now, that was totally unplanned. I painted this long before any kind of problem occurred in that country, but all of a sudden the painting took on a whole different kind of meaning for me, just because of that recognition. And I think that's really, really important in art, is that it's, particularly with abstract, is that, there was a feeling that I had when I painted that, which may not be the feeling that is portrayed to the viewer. And that can change over time as we change over time. And so we may notice different things and different reactions to a piece of art, even though it has remained the same on the wall. But to me, that there's a whole new message in there now if I frame it, because of that connection I made with the two colors. And it takes on a very, very different feeling for me. Mm-hmm. But I still love the painting. It's fairly striking. I've had it in a number of shows, and it has gotten quite a bit of attention. But no one's taken it home. It's still at the studio. I really like the movement. I love the texture of it. And again, I love it when a painting speaks to you in different ways over time. I thought that was kind of important. So I wanted to share that this morning.
What did you use to texture?
Some of those are clothing. I think they're, I don't know if it's the seams of a pocket from a pair of jeans or something. I've forgotten. There's actually, there's gesso, there's some gel medium, and there's some fabric. Mm-hmm. And then there are layers and layers and layers of paint that are kind of scraped on.
Fabulous. I do believe that this particular one would look even better on a frame. I firmly believe that most abstracts need a frame. That's not universally true, but no.
I do believe in a picture like this. Really, if you give it that definition, you give it that border, I think it really helps the image. It lets you know where your eye should stop.
Mm-hmm. Fabulous. Let's move forward with the Art Celebrates a Story. Guys,
oh, yeah.
If you haven't been out lately, you should go to Spring Street Studios here in Houston. There is a fabulous art exhibit, or it's a group of artists from Houston. The exhibition is fabulous, and the opening was last week, and it was a fabulous event. Lots of people. The art is superb, and here on the left, John's.
It's one of mine, River Crossing.
And these are two.
And my other from the Pancamarga series. That's my painting Dharma.
We have 3 each, right?
3 each, yes.
Here
it's a big show.
It's a big show, and you guys should go. It's a fun event, a fun thing to do. Spring Street Studios, the gallery in Spring Street Studios is beautiful. It's large. There's not too many people, so you can enjoy an afternoon surrounded by beautiful art.
I've always thought it to be a stunning building. It's really, really architecturally beautiful. And then, of course, they've done such a good job with the show. There's 2 floors. So this show is downstairs. Upstairs, I think there's some more tenant art and a student exhibition going on. And it's just a really, really very, very good show. And like you say, it drew a pretty good crowd. When on a lovely weather, sunny Saturday. So I was really delighted that people came out. I saw one of my Punkamarga collectors there, Carlena.
Yeah, how lovely. Yes, I remember.
So, yeah, a lot of people came out.
Now, I want to remind everybody that Houston Forever exhibition, downtown Houston, where, again, it's a curated art show by Proper Studios and John Bernard. John Bernard is the man who is behind the Art Houston magazine. And,
right.
He has been very involved in putting this exhibition together. And moreover, both Proper Studios and the Houston Art magazines are organizing various events in this venue to promote the art. And last Friday, the Embassy of Switzerland actually brought Arma Jackson, a singer from France, I believe, France, yes. And we had a fabulous evening, fabulous, like very intimate concert, if you want it. It's a hip hop, French hip hop. I am not into hip hop, but this was lovely. It was a danceable and happy hip hop. I really enjoyed it. Lots of people looking at the art in the same time, very interested. It was a very, very nice event. So if you guys haven't done it yet, it's time to do. It's ends on April 10th, and it's downtown Houston at 111 Russ Street in Houston.
It's 4 1s, 1111.
1111.
It's the old Texaco building. It's a beautiful venue. It's like an unfinished ground floor and mezzanine, and it's just a really great place for a show. I was really excited that not only that they did it, but they've done it so well and attracted a crowd we would never see at Silver Street Studios. It's a young, hip crowd. Here you've got the French expat community.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think we draw these people in any other way. So.
Right. Well, one exhibition ends, the other one starts. So here we are in Silver Street Studios again. When John is, what are you doing here? Fixing the lights? I
was doing the lighting, yeah.
For the new exhibition called Salon d'Art, a group exhibition of Silver Street Studios artists. It started, right? March 20th?
Yeah, it started last Saturday, and we did this in kind of a rush. And what we're doing is a salon style art show exhibition. And a salon style harkens back to those French salons where people would go out on a weekend and they'd stop by galleries. And in the artist salon, your art is hung high and low and covers the wall. And it's almost like going to an art fair. And so each of the tenants is given a certain length of the main corridor that they can display anything they like in any way they like. And so it's fun for us. It gets a lot of creativity and a lot of distinction as you move through the different displays. And again, it was a kind of a surprise for us. We didn't know we were going to have this exhibition, so we put this together fairly quickly. And that's why the lights are being done, several days after we actually started. But it all looks really, really good. And again, the talent of the people around us at Silver Street, it just amazes me. There's some really, really great art out, including yours.
Including mine. So it's a very good synchronization. I have these two large mixed media of mine that have been recently framed. And I called our friends Tommy and Frank. Thank you, Tommy and Frank, for helping me with transportation. It's like it was a total engineering putting these monsters in the car. But
they're huge. They are big.
Yeah, these are big. One is 60 by 40. The other one is, I believe, 36 by 40 by 36, something like that. Anyway, So they made it to the show. They are all hanged and they look fabulous. So you guys, if you want to get a closer look, come to Silver Sea Studios and admire the new show.
They look really good. And in this particular picture, you see a lot of glare. They are really, really stunning without that glare. I use the word stunning.
Visual Art Alliance and the 38th member show is on. We both got in. John has, what is this? Which one?
That is one of my new collection. It's called Adobe. Mm-hmm. And lots of earth tones, lots of again, layers and layers and layers, something that I was doing with my Panca Margit series. Mm-hmm. But now it's kind of evolving and becoming, I think, a little more finished, a little more sophisticated in the way those layers are presented. And they accepted this one, which is a huge honor. It's a great show to get into. This particular one is being juried by Lester Marks, who is the kind of mayor's representative for art in the city of Houston. And and you got, you finally heard which pieces of your, there it is.
Yeah, the Sparta is what they picked up for this show. And it's a sculptural photography as well, and an early piece. I submitted 3 pieces, I believe, and they chose this one, which is lovely.
It is lovely. It's again one of those 3D pieces, and it's hard to appreciate in a 2-dimensional photograph, but it's very stunning. I said stunning again. I have to say substance.
And this is cool. This has a lot of cement, unlike others. You know, I use cement in little patches here and there, but the whole thing, it's a cement on the background.
And I think that's great. The fact that you're using those kinds of elements that one would find in architecture and in decayed architecture, the kind of building blocks. And
it will never peel off. However, once in a while, there may be a little sand dropping at the edge of the frame, and that's okay. It's supposed to be decayed. It's supposed to be realistic. We have a new vlog, guys. It's up on YouTube, and if you haven't checked it yet on social media, please do click on it. We really like to have you as followers. Like it if you like it, and enjoy. What are we trying to do with this art life? We try to share our art related activities and everything we do to make this work.
Yeah, we're trying to portray the life of what it's like to be a professional artist, at least for the two of us. I know that it depends on the artist. Things could be very different. So it's kind of slices of our life combined with the way we're trying to run a small freelance art business. And the people we meet, the things we learn along the way, just kind of opening up a dialogue about what it means to be a professional artist today.
And it's that time when we should remind everybody that we are on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. And if you guys wanna follow us on all these channels, please do. If you only have Facebook, we do have some pages in there. We do have some accounts in Instagram, and again, you can watch us on YouTube every week with something new. And for that,
Frank has joined us. Good morning, Frank.
We want to thank you. We want to thank Nick and Frank being here this morning with us, and we want to thank everybody that is collecting us, that is supporting us, that trusting us, and that encourage us to move forward. Now, what do you have new this week? You haven't shared anything with me.
I don't, because we're not in the studio, I don't have it with me. I have been working on those kinds of studies in red. I had a woman come by the studio last week and said that she's interested in maybe a commission, a big commission, which would be delightful for me. I mean, she's talking like 60, 70 inches square. And she really wants bold reds, yellows, oranges. And I thought, my kind of project. So I've been doing some studies of that on paper that I'm going to present to her this week, just to see if I'm on the right track and where she is in that process. But should be very exciting. Yeah, I've been working on that all week.
Good luck. That would be a lovely.
I don't have them with me because they're in the studio, but.
Now, as far as me, I started to work on a new medium-sized sculptural. I have some elements left on the table and I want to use them up. And this is the background of that. It has to be a little darkened, add some shadows at some point. But this is taken on the floor while it's drying, so I cannot move forward until it's completely dried. And
how big is it again?
I'm sorry?
How big is it?
Oh, probably 20 by 24, maybe something like that.
Oh, nice. Okay, so sensible.
Yeah. And then I have these paperworks. I've been dealing with them for a long time, not because I don't have ideas, it's because I was so busy with other things. And I kind of throw them on a corner, and I said I'm gonna get back to you when I have time. So I have a little time this week, and I play with them. Here it's I'm adding some gesso around because I want to add a color, and I don't want to compete with the one under. So I want it to be clear and pure.
You taking these to Dallas?
I am not taking this to Dallas, not yet. For Dallas show, I'm envisioning only the Inheritance collection. I don't want to confuse the public. You know, I have to have a style. But it's time now to move to. Sorry, I'm getting old. To the next.
Gets worse.
Next. Two pieces of the show, which is Immobile, again from the same series In Motion, and you have one there. I think it's mixed media on paper.
Yeah, it's actually a monoprint, mixed media, but it's basically a monoprint.
So let's see, Immobile, guys. It's from the same series In Motion. It's me basically finding myself and trying to reproduce and recreate the feelings I'm going through some time of being an immigrant and connecting with places and people. You know, sometimes everything it's happening too fast. You don't know where to go, and it's normal when you are an immigrant. And I learned that a long time ago because we move around the world many times.
You know, Bogdan, I remember when I moved to Spain and the phone rang and I didn't know how to answer the phone. It was the strangest thing because something that should be so simple to navigate because I've been doing it all my life, when I was in a different setting, blew me away. I didn't know what to do when I answered the phone. I didn't know what to say. For some reason, I was just ill prepared. And it's funny because I think a lot of that comes through your work in this, that you can be in a place that makes perfect sense, but it just doesn't gel for a while.
But you know, at the end of the day, you find some beauty in all this.
Absolutely.
You know? And this is how this series turned up. And again, this piece is actually framed with a metal black frame, very contemporary, very modern, and very thin. And it's ready for a new home, and they are both in my studio in Silver Street Studios.
And these are on canvas?
Those are printed on canvas because I wanted to be large prints. You know, some prints are very intimate, but when we talk about architecture and more abstract, I feel like they need to be a little larger to connect with them. And
maybe just soften them a bit. Go back to the detail of that. It almost looks like fabric, the way the intercrossing lines, it almost looks like a woven thing. And I know that's just from the photograph, but
Right.
that base and on canvas does give it I think a softer feel with all those strong lines in it.
No, I think they're gorgeous. And again, these are not the only ones. I have others on work. I have, as a matter of fact, a few days ago I went to downtown in the evening, and I start taking new ones and play even more with this style. But I'm working on, and as soon as I have one ready or a couple of ready, I'm going to share them with you guys.
Magnificent. This is block. Basically, I did a whole series of, and I've shown these before. I don't know if I've shown this one before, I don't remember. But I did a series of monoprints using square Post-it notes. And so what I did is I marked the canvas with some liquid ink. And when that dried, I started layering and layering and layering colors with these squares. And the whole series, I think block is Polish for square. All the pieces have the name square in a different language. But I really liked the colors in this. I really think it pops. It's got movement. It's got energy. It seems very happy to me. And it is a printing process, but it is a monoprint, meaning that there are no prints like it. You can't make a subsequent print as you can with general printing. It's a one shot, so it's a monoprint. And I think it's lovely. It's on paper, 9x12, and
it's lovely.
Looks great framed, but
right. This is what I wanted to add. That even though it's small, once you add the right mate and frame,
absolutely,
it will be a completely different story.
I just thought it was a very happy springtime picture,
and it is. Now it's the end of the show. Guys, I hope you come and visit us at Silver Steel Studios. We will be there. Will we be there this Saturday? I can't remember.
This will be the first Saturday, so we'll be around, but not a lot of people may be there. But then you can spend more time with us.
Yeah, actually, we will be around because we need to get ready for delivering the art show for the VA exhibition, which has to happen on Sunday, which means probably on Sunday we'll be at the studios for a very short period of time. But otherwise, please contact us if you see anything anything is interesting to you, and we'll ship everything to you, or come visit us and get your
just hang out
artwork in the studio. Yes, it was great to see you guys. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you soon.
Have a great week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.